Oop. Hey y'all, I'm back. I could have done this before I hit the live button, but y'all know me. I'm like, why would I do that? I'm like, this is part of the experience. It's me grabbing the cards that I'm gonna grab before I hit that button. So I'm using the Wild Unknown Animal Spirits and the Wild Unknown Tarot. I could update this to incorporate the archetypes since I have the archetype deck now, but I'm not. Okay. Come on, brain. Work with me here. All right, I'm back. Ooh, this one's still yellow. Oh, here we go. All right, 1 second. Okay, this one is complex. Not extremely, but it requires me to pay a little bit of attention because I'm me. Oh, look at the eagle. I've been talking about eagles. I've been referencing that eagle card so much. There it is. The eagle and the large white dove turning into each other. Isn't that the way? Hey, look, the eagle and the father of pentacles are looking in the same direction. Okay, so I'm gonna give these a few shuffles. Souffle. Sorry. It just happens sometimes, y'all. I'll just start like singing or humming and dancing. Or like moving a little bit. Moving a little bit. Moving a little bit. All right. I think these are all upright. Oh, look, there's a Fool behind the Ten of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Oh, okay. Wow, work. It starts somewhere. Oh, cut into that strength card. And with this Nine of Wands, it's the strength to go all the way. All the way. Another Nine of Wands that's not like the wounded warrior. It's the warrior that's been like on the battlefield for a minute. The longer they were out there, the better they got. So, you know. Ooh, the Tower and the Hermit. And then the Ten of Wands with the Hermit. And the Five of Pentacles with the Ten of Wands. I don't like that, but the Tower and the Hermit is a certain. It can carry an energy of a certain realization that puts us sort of on the defensive with that Ten of Wands energy. Maybe we realize that a certain situation that we didn't want to be in our life being in was a little bit self-inflicted, or we perpetuated the energy at the very least and kept ourselves there in some way. And then on the Five of Pentacles, it just feels like, I don't know, it's not something to beat yourself up over. It's just something to take note of and improve. Hey, Ten of Pentacles coming back out with Le Six of Cups. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. It'll all work out if you keep moving. Page of our Daughter of Cups. Here we see her again. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Okay, two more. Oh, come on. The Eight of Wands with the Father of Cups at the bottom of the deck. See, I told y'all. It's like on the masculine side, things are different. And it doesn't work and operate the same. Did I ever finish that statement earlier? I think I did. Like, I started my journey a long time ago just to be as ready as I am and was now. So, and I still got stuff to do. So, with that moon card, 2 trees in the dock. Put the moon there. Trees don't need eyes to see. They got root systems to feel. Again, can you feel it? What's that song? Can you feel it? Okay. Alright. Let's get into this, shall we? So, first I go looking over here. Excuse me. I think. Oh, I'm not gonna show this again. I think I'm supposed to flip from the top instead of searching for them from the bottom. It's fine. 10 of Swords with the Hangman. Don't get stuck there. What is it? The saying from Winston Churchill, like when you're going through hell, keep moving, or something like that. Now the world and the 10 of Swords. Everything's in a position to change, including you. Because of you, including you, and because of you. Oh no! Oh, well, there goes the head. I guess I'm going there today. All right. Strength, the 7 of Swords, and Judgment. I feel like this is that self-recognition energy. It doesn't say, well, yeah. I mean, with the Strength and the 7 of Swords in this deck, it feels like an energy of something that was being held onto. So it is something that I guess was being kept from you, but not necessarily in a negative way, until you were deemed worthy of having it, I guess. Oh, look, and then there's a large white dove. Large white dove. The eagle turning into the large white dove. Judgment. Ooh, the Emperor and the Sun and the Ace of Swords. That's a combination. Girl, please don't be at the bottom of the deck. The Lovers and the Empress. Okay. Oops. Oh, Devil and then the 6 of Wands. I would say better luck next time, but you're gonna lose again. You know? You only win when we don't play the game, Devil Energy. And it's not a game. I guess you only win when we don't show up. But you only get better at handling it. There we go. Oh, goodness. It's the Hierophant. My favorite card. Okay. Alright, what you want, Henry? Henry the Hierophant. So, and then we come over here. Oh, starting with the Phoenix! This is that rebirth energy. I don't know why transfiguration. This is the transformation. And to be transformed first, you will have had to die. So if you haven't died and you're coming upon scorpionic energy, you may not necessarily be coming into the rebirth. You're probably going to be coming into the death because you got to die before you can be reborn. And because, we're afraid of death. Oh, and then look. With the fox that was on that 7 of Swords. That's like when you've been found worthy, then the fox, it surrenders that 7th sword. I forget what I was saying. You gotta die to be reborn. And we're so afraid of death that we don't allow that to happen. Oops. The mouse and the deer. Interesting. The wolf. The scorpion and the hawk. Into the cobra. Such strong energies. Oh, okay. Here we go. So this is the dragon. Oh, I know what that card is. And this is, I'm pretty sure I know what that card is because I only have like one card that's bent in this deck. And if that's the card that I think it is, it's so interesting that it's here with the Hierophant. So interesting. So interesting. So for this one, I'm actually going to go through and shuffle it again because I've already seen the card that I need. Ooh, the Sun and the Four of Pentacles. Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, look, there's a world card. The world with the sun. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar tomorrow. Just been so silly. Oh, it's a good day. I'm not eating any sugar today because my body does not handle sugar the way that it used to. My body doesn't hold on to sugar like it used to. And I had a lot of sugar yesterday. And it was my dad's birthday. So we got a cake too. And my grandma brought cookies. So it's like going on a little bit of a sugar detox today. I don't know why I'm talking about that. But I have to eat these before tomorrow or they'll go bad. The World, the Seven of Wands, and the Daughter of Swords. This is the space of those who hold the light in the dark, the Sun and the Four of Pentacles, the Guardians of the Galaxy. Those who hold the light in the dark long enough for others to begin to be able to see. And the more that people see it, it causes a quickening and an acceleration again. And it causes for more things to begin to happen and take place. Oh, look at this. The Nine of Wands into the Ten of... I thought it was the the Ten of Pentacles, but the Nine of Wands into the Ten of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. Followed by the King of Pentacles, that would make that 10 Pentacles, centered around you sort of being in this space. Love that. But you gotta get there. It'll be gorgeous. Is it above? I think it's above. Let me check and make sure real quick. I made this thing a long time ago. Oh, the date is on here. I can actually tell you when I wrote this. 12/21/18 is when I made this. 12/21. Look at the date. 2018. That's probably why it is structured this way. Sorry. Justice, the Lovers, and the Empress. Ooh. The Emperor, the Mother of Cups, and the Moon. The World, the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool. Temperance, King of Wands, Magician, Hermit into the Chariot, Father of Swords into the Ace of Cups. And we saw that King of Swords earlier. Okay, girl. Work. Bottom of the deck. Oh, look at this. Look at this. The High Priestess and the Daughter of Cups, Princess of Cups, again together. Interesting. I told y'all. It's time to elevate into the fullness of what divine feminine energy can be or is. Devil and the Six of Wands still together. Still losing, eh? Oh. Maybe I should have kept the last one. Honestly. Well, if this is what I think it is, then it makes sense. It's the Hierophant energy, y'all. Be careful of these Hierophants. Be careful of the systems you subscribe to. Because a lot of times when people subscribe to a system, it seems they subscribe in totality instead of subscribing to the parts that fit. And sort of leaving the ones that don't. Okay. So I'm glad I didn't put this back. Alright, I almost started to shuffle this, but I'm glad I did not. I did not. Okay. I don't think I've seen the card that I need over here yet. So, continuing. I'm pretty sure I haven't. But it might be on the table as well. So, who knows? Oh, it's not the card that I thought it was. I thought it was the Dragonfly, but it's not the Dragonfly because I just saw the Dragonfly. This is the card I was looking for. Oh! Elephant. I just talked last night about how the elephant was literally like the first card that I got in this deck. Oh, y'all see these little hairs? Girl, get out of here. Get out of here. There's a Lord Ganesha energy popping up again. Hey, shout out to Lord Ganesha. Okay, I'm just gonna take it. That was supposed to be face down. But that's fine. Now it's gonna leave it a mystery. This is the only outcome. So the last two cards, it's like two outcomes. But since that was the last card in the deck, there's no card to put there as the outcome. So that could be outcome yet to be determined, destination not found. But over here, it's the strength card. So, and then it was strength, the strength something, and judgment. Strength, the Seven of Swords, and judgment. That's what it was that first time. What's at the bottom? I'm curious. Three of Swords. Here's the heartbreak. There's the healing. You have the strength to claim it, or are you just gonna be like, oh, woe is me forever? Sorry. But, I mean, honestly, if you don't do it for you, no one else can. So, let's get into this. This won't be, hopefully, too long here. So, the underlying influence here is the Hierophant. Things have progressed to the point where the systems that were in play, they're reaching their decline. They're reaching critical mass, and it's leading to catastrophic failure. Fortunately, we don't necessarily have to play the situation out in its entirety. We can recognize what isn't working, and we can begin what we'll start as triaging, probably, being a little bit on the reactive side, but also setting frameworks and foundations as we go to be more proactive in the future. And we're in a space now where things have shifted towards the potentiality for that to happen, should we find the strength that we need to make those things a reality, right? Underlying is the Hierophant, which I was just talking about. What is being guarded is the golden egg. Ooh, I thought that was the Dragonfly. Now that I think about it, because I didn't remember what this position said, what is being guarded is the golden egg. That's crazy. That's wild. It's the golden egg. And the Hierophant holds the key. And it reminds me, going back to that fox energy, the hangman in the Witch's Tarot. It's the man hanging from the tree with the crow at the top that has the coin in its mouth. And it always brings the story, most of the time, it brings It brings to mind the story of the fox and the crow. It's the crow that has the piece of cheese. It's the fox that wants the cheese. The fox is trying to get the cheese from the crow, but the fox can't climb trees. And so the fox was clever. The fox is like, oh, crow, beautiful crow. Crow who has a voice who must match her beauty. Oh, divine creature that I've never seen the likes of before. Wouldn't you bless me, please, bless lowly me, with the pleasure of hearing your voice? And the crow, whose head has been so inflated and puffed up from the flattering words of the fox, opens her mouth to sing. The cheese falls right into his hands, and then he walks on. He's gotten what he wanted from the crow. Here's the crow with the key. We're the fox. We have to be clever. We have to see through the ruse. We have to be more clever than the system, which is difficult because again, like I said at the end of the last reading, Hierophant energy is perfect for creating these intricate and elaborate webs that will lead you to think that you're making certain decisions and conclusions for yourself, but in reality, it's all set out for you. It's Bandersnatch from Netflix energy. It's Miranda Priestley with the cerulean sweater, Devil Wears Prada energy. She's like, oh, you think you made that choice? But in reality, that choice was made for you by the very people in this room before it trickled its way down to whatever bargain bin you picked it up from at wherever you get your frumpy sweaters, little girl. It's that energy. Oh, I'm actually going to read. I'm actually not going to read The Golden Egg because I can't access the book. I've shifted stuff to give myself more room. But I mean, it's The Golden Egg. I feel like there's not much else to say. And it's still in the nest. There are 3 eggs in this deck. There's the golden egg, the black egg, and the cosmic egg, which is the Orphic egg. The golden egg also has Jack and the Beanstalk energy because it was the golden eggs laid by was it a golden goose or was it just a goose that laid golden eggs? Jack climbed up the beanstalk, stole stuff, and came back down, and then the giant was like, hey, what are you doing? And then he killed the giant. The story of humanity. Let me stop. I'm sorry. That was a shade and shadow of humanity's preview. That's what we're coming out of, right? We're learning to create for ourselves rather than going to steal from those with that creative ability. Let's not go all the way there. Okay, that's fine. I'll just leave it there. The golden egg is being guarded. The Hierophant knows fully what it's capable of. And again, the golden egg, unlike Jack and the Beanstalk, it's not something that can be stolen. It's not something that can be taken. You can only be convinced to forfeit it to the Hierophant. And there's this subtle energy from the Valley, Shades of You, the Valley of Judgment, read, where it was this energy. It was the Empress, the 5 of Swords, and then the 10 of Swords, and I forget what was after the 10 of Swords. But the Emperor had come out earlier, and I was like, ooh, I love this energy. The Emperor is given the Ankh by the Empress, blessed with this. Something didn't go according to plan. Somewhere along the way, ego probably became a thing, and instead of whatever that Hierophant was originally about, once it got a little bit of power, it tried to hold on to it too firmly, going back to the message of Lakshmi, the Queen of Pentacles, in the reading last night. I forgot what I titled it. Or this morning, technically. And it started to warp him. And so the Empress had to come back and had to take it from him. And that was the 5 of Swords into the 10 of Swords. And both those energies reference back to the Hierophant in the SKT. Oh, wow. The golden egg is what's being guarded. That's crazy. I really thought I knew what that was. I had no clue. I love that. That's a good surprise. Okay. So, where we're being led, though, is the energy of the 5 of Wands. And at first I was like, ew, I don't like that. But I do like this in the sense that it's getting us to question. But it's getting us to question in an experiential way rather than a mental way. Right? Because it's like, well, I'm doing and we're doing everything that Hierophant energy is telling us to do. Why then are things the way that they are? Something in here isn't adding up. In this deck, the 5 of Wands, one of the key emphases is a lack of focus. But it's like a magic trick, or it's an image, it's a picture that's like there's too much going on for you to focus. And like a magic trick, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's trying to direct and redirect your attention from what the heart of the issue is. And it's this one thread, it's this one key piece that sustains the entire thing. And if you just remove that one thread, if you remove that one piece, Blooming Rose, girl, you've been on my mind. Your birthday's coming up. It's your season. Happy birth season. You got what, like 9, 6, 8 days until your birthday. Happy early birthday, Blooming Rose. I ain't forgot. Uh, how are you doing? How are you doing? Oh, that made my day. You just made my day. Um, It's like if you found, let's go, if you found this one thing, you would be able to unravel the whole story. The whole charade would fall apart. And then it's like, congratulations, here's your golden egg that can become literally anything and everything. Well, it can become a lot of things because it's not the cosmic egg, but the golden egg, that's like, we see cosmic egg and it's like, oh, well, what I do with it? I'm glad to hear it. It's like focus, even though your focus is being pulled in so many different directions. Focus on what's actually important. Focus on what everything kind of sort of hinges on, regardless of like who's right and who's wrong and like where your attention is being pulled. Focus on like the key issues or the key thing that you need to sort of find to get that golden egg opportunity. And that doesn't mean I'm not gonna. It's your riddle. It's your thing to figure out. Whatever it means for you, I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to lead you off of what it could potentially be because it could be something different for you than it is for me, right? So, oh my gosh, and I'm wearing my key necklace. I don't think I wore this yesterday, but before I went live, I was like, let me put it on. You see this? When I saw this, I had to have it. Hold it, y'all. Oh, well, I guess I could do this. Look at that. I got my key. I'm just playing. Also, I got a lot of Hierophant energy. Well, I got a lot of Taurian energy in my chart. So, anyway, it's like focus, even because again, it's like there are certain things. If it's like an optical illusion, no matter how much you focus, it's like it does something one weird and funny to your eyes. Well, if you know a paparazzi accessories consultant, you can order one. They're $5, nickel and lead free. They're gorgeous. When I saw my mom had some, I was like, I need one. And she was like, it's pink, son. I'm like, so I don't care. I want it. So I got it. I see it. I like it. I want it. I got it. Just like Ariana, because we're in that energy. You do? Oh snap! Well, hey, they may. I don't know the name of the piece. If I got my mom knows the name of like all of her pieces. Actually, if you do, it's like hold up, wait, because I can go out there and I can look up the name of the piece blooming, and then you can talk to your local consultant and be like, hey, you got this. You know what? I'm gonna do that for you, Blooming Rose. Happy birthday. It's like all I can give you. So, 1 second. All right, I'm back. I guess it's just called Unlocked in pink. Ah, okay. It's Unlocked in pink. I don't know if it's gonna come out in another color, but yeah. So there you go. Unlocked, and it's a key. It's time to unlock this golden egg opportunity. Just and it's such a it's like a oh and it's 12:34. 12:34 on the clock. Y'all see that? Oh wow, it's like actually forward too. It's not reversed. Huh? Look at that. When did that happen? Hey Soul 7, how you doing today? So, if you can see through all of the tricks, all of the illusions, see to what is important. What is the key thing that we're sort of looking for? Like, what actually matters in this situation? It's going to be what unravels everything, and it opens up to this limitless golden egg potential that is just gorgeous. Like, it leaves me like breathless. Or maybe it's because I just like scooted a little bit to get here. Um, but that's where we're being led. And it's interesting because it's like we're being led into this sense of so much confusion to get us to see it. Because it's like that's the only way. It's like if you're stuck in a Matrix illusion reality type of thing. I've seen it in a few sci fi shows. It's like the only way to get people to see how deep they are in it or to see that something isn't right. It's basically to overload the system. We're going to overload the system because the Hierophant is really, really good and really efficient at creating systems that people are. It's a system that's intricate enough to interact with people, but not get people to see and realize that it's a system. And so with this, it's leading to a system overload so that you begin to see and so that you begin to maybe no longer be as complacent, right? Your mom's watching. Hello, Mother of Soul 7. I hope you're both doing well. Oh, that just made me. I want to hug my mom. I was supposed to give my mom a hug the other day, but it didn't happen. So I'm going to give her a hug today. Every time I hug her, she'd be like, "What you want?" I'm like, "I just want a hug, mom. My Taurus moon needs some affection." And again, it's like it's not leading here for everything to fall apart. It's like it's leading here to get you to see what's important. And then there's this question of like, okay, you see what's important, you know what's important. Now what are you willing to do this? Because when your focus is so distracted and divided between so many things, it can be a little difficult. Overloading the system doesn't necessarily make it any easier, but it is like one of the only ways, not only the ways, but it is a fairly effective, I guess, way to get us to see that it's not capable of doing what it is that we want to do moving forward into the future. Some things need to be changed. It needs to be updated, rewritten, reanalyzed, modernized. And the guardian for this is the elephant. The guardian for this is that Ganesha energy. Thank you, Soul 7. That made me feel good. Sounds like a true Aquarius. Yeah. It's time to overload the system. That's what it's like when Aquarius is trying to hack into something, but it can't hack into it. It's like, okay, well, it's like if all else fails, and if you got to get out, just overload the system, and then when it goes down, that'll give you like 3 seconds before the generators kick on and do whatever. and it's guarded by the elephant. The elephant is the power of near insurmountable barriers. The elephant energy can either erect them to get us to not to try to discourage us from engaging with things that aren't necessarily for our highest good, or it can destroy them to aid us in accomplishing what we may think of as impossible. This golden egg, this is what's being guarded. This is the energy that's guarding it. This is what's sort of the root issue or underlying like everything. It's that hierophant energy. Speaking of overloading the system, elephant energy. Because you ain't going to catch an elephant in a web. It's not going to happen. And elephants are known for their wisdom. I love this. And then the outcome is strength. With a thorn, it's the lion with a thorn in its mouth. And strength is Leo, is the opposite energy of Aquarius. It's the in the zodiac, it's the other side of that polarity. And so I feel like strength, what it's actually doing is it's almost like it's giving us the ability to like basically to create to find a new sun if we needed one, to like lasso a star and then to pull it in. It's grounding Aquarian energy. It's making it real. It's realizing everything that exists in that golden egg opportunity. It's like, whenever someone's like, oh, if you want the moon, I'll throw a lasso around it and I'll pull it down for you because that's how much I love you. I will give you the moon. I think this strength energy, it's pulling in a star close enough for it to become a new sun, where we can center and revolve around something brighter than what's here now. And look, it's the golden egg. Golden egg can look like a sun, right? A little bit. But in this deck, like, there's the thorn on the roses in its mouth. So it's not, it requires a little bit of something from us, but it's something that we definitely have. So this was fun. Thank you, Soul 7, Soul 7's mom, and Bloomin' Rose for coming in. I usually get final messages, but I don't want to ruin it. I watch some people sometimes, and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to pull anymore because I don't want to ruin it." But if it's incapable of being ruined, you're not going to, right? And the final message isn't always necessarily directly related, so I'll go for it. Why not? Why not? Oh, wow. Oh, with the bear, it's time to come out of hibernation, folks. And the elk. That reminds me of Keen Red Elk. He worked at PUPD. Yeah, I'm doing it. Y'all hear Chino outside? It's getting cold, so he can't be out there for as long as he would probably like to. What was that? Did I? Okay. Oh, the buffalo! Come through! Did y'all see that? Maybe not, because I was shuffling back here. It was like a card, like it raised up and it went back in the deck, but I don't think it flipped over. Come through, buffalo. Bottom of the deck is the wolf. The wolf, the buffalo, and the unicorn in reverse. I don't necessarily take these in reverse, but I'll look into it. The buffalo and the wolf, and I love the storm here. Buffalo is giving me like heavy, just like a native indigenous American vibe of an animal that is like sort of sacred and respected and that carries a lot. The buffalo, Wakantanka, No, Tatanka. It reminds me of the story of Tatanka and the Wakantanka. And I think it was the bear that told Tatanka. Okay, so basically the story was about the Wankantanka, which was an assembly of divine beings, basically. It was at the point where humanity was not yet on the surface of the earth. And so there was, I think it was a bear, I don't remember the name, but it wanted to be a part of the Wankantanka. And so it learned their songs. And what it ended up doing was it went below the ground to where the people were, and it made a deal with their leader, Tatanka. And it was like, this song, like if you play this song, you will catch the attention of the Wankantanka and you will be invited to join their numbers. When you are invited, make sure you set the stipulation that you'll only join if I'm allowed to join with you. Because I'm the one teaching you this. So make sure that when it happens, you remember me. And so it teaches them the songs. They have time to practice, and then the big day comes where they play. It was on one of the days that the Wankantanka were gathering, and this goes back to the thunder right here. It's the year of the blue lunar storm. I was personally excited for blue lunar storm. I know it carries an energy that's like, I mean, did you see 2020, the end of 2020, and where we're at right now? Like, the storm purifies. But I'm born in the year of the blue cosmic storm, and also in my own life, I'm also in an energy of purification. So it's like, oh, okay, my vibe, cool, let's go. It's bringing that here. So Tatanka. So the day comes where the Wankantanka are gathering, and Wakinyan. I've heard this. I watched it on YouTube. I don't remember his channel name. He hasn't come across in a minute. I feel like I should shout him out. What I'll do is after the video, I'll link it down below in the description if you want to go and listen to it like firsthand yourself. But Wakinyan, the Thunder Being, who's also kind of sort of been like the Thunder Beings have been a thing that I've been hearing about, heard them playing under the ground and was impressed. And so she appeared, and everybody was like, oh, snap. Whoa, what is that? They was a little shook that, the Thunder Being made an appearance, and she was so pleased with them that she blessed their drums. And so whenever they were in a space of need, whether it was like whenever they needed to be eased, all they had to do was play a steady beat on the drum. And if they didn't have a drum, they could use whatever. And if they didn't have whatever, they could use their hands and their feet. And he said that it's like, sometimes we like put a little something to it, but it's just a steady beat. That's all you need. And it'll begin to make you feel better. And also, Tatanka was invited to join the Wankantanka, and he honored his agreement with, I think it was the bear spirit. And so they both joined the Wankantanka. And that's when Tatanka became symbolic and emblematic of the buffalo. But it was before he was sort of honored as the buffalo. It was Tatanka. So here's that Tatanka, Wankantanka energy, I guess, in the buffalo. Here with the unicorn. I think the unicorn in reverse, it's almost this energy of like a magic that we used to sort of be privy to that we've forgotten about. Because we no longer see, or whatever. Not whatever. Something that we no longer see. But it's still available to us. It was an agreement that does not expire. But what happens is, and this is a narrative that I've seen in so many stories, it's like a hierophant energy will come into place and it will literally erase history. Or it will manipulate the minds of people so that they don't remember what life was like before that system came into being. And so again, like with this being in reverse, it's this ancient thing that we kind of sort of have access to that predates hierophant energy, but that Hierophant energy tries its best to remove us from so that we don't remember. And with the wolf energy here, I saw something on Twitter maybe a week ago, and it was like how we have misunderstood the social dynamics of wolves to the point where it's like, being a lone wolf. It was about being the alpha. It's like alpha male and like the alpha wolf, and how we've misunderstood their social dynamics to the point where we've twisted it into something that is not true of what it actually is. Because I don't know. It's just an energy of like how we interact with the energy. Again, it's fallen prey to the web that is Hierophant energy. And if we can see it for what it is, if we can regain this, then it's an agreement that doesn't expire. It's something that you have access to within your own life that will bring you the comfort and the peace that you seek, if only you can remember or find it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something extremely like magical or cosmic or spiritual. It can be something as simple as like painting. If painting is something that you do or used to do because it brought you great peace, and it was a way for you to engage in that creative space, because creative spaces are some of the spaces most connected to the divine. Cough, cough, soul, cough, cough. It was such a good movie. But it's one of those things that can put us in a space adjacent to or within the realm of divine energy. But if life has happened and you haven't painted in a long time, this could be something as simple as you rediscovering painting and everything that it brings you in a time where you could really use something to help you process through things. And painting is just an example. It may be something that you already have in your life that you stopped doing, and maybe you want to get back into it. I don't know. And it's also like with the wolf, I think it's about group effort. The wolf in this deck, though, it also speaks to the need to allow other people to walk their own paths, because it'll be different for all of us. And trying to push our way onto others may actually keep them from what it is that would most benefit them. And it's just like in the last video, what I was saying about my little brother, my youngest brother. We're two very different people, and of course I want the best for him, and there are some things that he does, and I'm like, why do you do this? Like, why don't you do something else? But it's up for him to find his own happiness. And that's not something that, like, I can be there as a support when he needs me, but that's not necessarily something that I can, like, I feel like life from my perspective wouldn't necessarily benefit him too much, because we're very different. And it's not that it wouldn't benefit at all, but it's just like I have to allow him to be who he is, because if he were to do and emulate, like if he were to do what I do and if he were to emulate me, he wouldn't be personally satisfied and fulfilled, because we're fulfilled by different things. We have different interests. We're different people. We're very different people. Very. And it took a long time for me to come to accept that. And it also took us not living under the same roof. So that made things a lot easier as well. Oh, was that High Priestess? I don't know. Okay, final message from the Wild Unknown. Okay, sis, work. That was really quick. Bottom of the deck is the Fool. So the cards that came out, it's the Five of Pentacles and the Three of Wands flipped over. And then the Ace of Swords came out as well, with the Fool at the bottom of the deck. The Three of Pentacles in this deck carries an energy of everyone else has assisted you as much as they can. You've gone as far as you can go on the backs of other people. Now it's time for you to do something that only you can do. If this is a journey, this is the part where the hero goes through a trial that only they can go through. They have their entirety of experience before them, all of their friends, all of the wisdom and love they carry with them in heart and in spirit, but physically, it's the thing that they and they alone can do. And with this Five of Pentacles, it kind of takes me back to what I was saying, I think, at the end of the last video with like raising a child. And it's like, if you don't prepare your child for the world, then what is your child going to have when they face it? And even if it isn't a child, like I can go back to me and my little brother. But we'll go back to the child. It's like you can try your best to shield your child from all of the dangers and all of the hurt and all of the whatever that's out there in the world that you don't want them to have to experience. But there comes a point when not talking about it actually does more damage. Because now what's happened is you have a person in the space of holding the age of an adult who may be encountered with a situation that they have no way of interacting with because you never prepared them for that. And as an adult, as someone who's responsible for themselves, rather than when they were a child and like the stakes would have been lower and they would have been able to learn in an environment where the repercussions weren't so severe. Now, as an adult, they have to figure that out and work through that. And maybe they will make the correct choice. Maybe they'll be overwhelmed. And it's not to say that anyone's failed as a parent or whatever, because it's understandable that you don't want your child to have to go through, experience, or suffer certain things, or even necessarily know that it's a thing. But to not prepare them for it is to do them a disservice. And honestly, with the Five of Pentacles and the Three of Wands leading into the Ace of Swords, this may be us coming into a space of facing things that we weren't necessarily prepared to face. And this could be like, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a parent or a person with authority in your life never told you about this. Maybe things just suddenly and drastically changed. And it's just you in an arena where you have no knowledge or experience. And with the Three of Wands in this deck, you're being asked to rise to the occasion and to do the thing that only you can do for you in this at this point and in this place and space. And this Ace of Swords, it feels like lightning bolt inspiration. It feels like an aha moment. It feels like something that gives so much context to so many things that it's like this one experience or a certain set of experiences completes multiple puzzles in your life. Now all of a sudden things are beginning to make sense in a way that they didn't make sense before. And it puts you in a position to no longer feel separate or alone. And with the Fool at the bottom of the deck and the Mother of Wands behind it and the Son of Swords behind that and the Wheel of Fortune, it's like you've been prepared the best way that your parents knew how, or the best way that you knew how. Something about this, it feels a little unexpected. Maybe it wasn't, but it feels unexpected. And whether it is or whether it isn't, you're here, and it doesn't matter. I feel like the intentions were good with this Mother of Wands energy. And you see she's like This is one of the only cards where the mother. No, it's not. So the Mother of Wands and the Mother of Pentacles are both depicted with their young. But in the Mother of Wands, it's not like little baby snakes, they're still eggs. But with the Son of Swords leading into this Wheel of Fortune, it's like you may not necessarily have been prepared exactly for this situation, but everything that you need to show up and rise to the occasion has been instilled in you. And you can take action with that Son of Swords if you're daring enough with that Fool card. And again, it's going to change a lot of things. And look, there's the owl up there now, sitting at the top of the wheel. Where the moon is, it's navigating in a space again that it's almost like, how do you prepare someone for something that there was no possible way to know it would happen? Or like if you yourself didn't even know that it was real or whatever. I don't know. And look, speaking of baby snakes, there's a smaller snake coiled around that Ace of Swords. With all those colors in that Three of Wands. Maybe after you integrate it, after you learn it, after you discover it, then you can take it back to the elders. Because for all of the wisdom that they have, times change. And it's still important for them to, and a lot of them desire to, it's like, it's not to stay relevant, but it's like to maintain an anchor in the current time. And a lot of times that happens through interaction with youth. And so it's like it anchors in that elder energy, and it also wisens and matures the young. So that's what I got. It's kind of beautiful. I'm glad I got those final messages. I hope y'all have a good whatever whenever you see this. It was fun. I enjoyed this. And I hope you're acting in alignment to make that which you wish to experience your reality. Because it's almost like, in some ways, the slate is being wiped clean. Or we're coming into a time where we need innovation. And I personally believe that a lot of us have different gifts and skill sets and abilities that will serve us greatly moving forward. Things that maybe weren't appreciated at the time because of Hierophant energy. Like, there were already systems in place, and if it's not broken, we're not going to fix it. If it's still pumping out money, we're not going to do anything different regardless of what it hurts or what the impact is. But moving forward, it's going to require a lot of that innovation. And so you may find things working now where maybe they didn't before. Going back to that painting thing, potentially. I don't know. But whatever it is that you can do is probably born within you. It just may require some finding out where and how it plays out. I don't know. All right. I'll catch y'all later. This was fun. This was enjoyable. I'm glad I found this. I was a little concerned when I was pulling it, honestly. But it worked out beautifully. The golden egg guarded by the elephant. And in the card, the elephant had its trunk like wrapped around that little fire. Gorgeous. All right, I'll catch y'all later. Bye. Peace. Is it this way? Or is it this way? I don't remember. Whichever way is less offensive.